A very good afternoon to you and welcome to Lunchtime News. You're with me, Krishan Devasagayam. Let us start off with a look at the headlines for this afternoon.
6 missing following a landslide in Kadugannava. Search and rescue underway. Kadawatha-Kottawa section on the expressway opened for traffic. Heavy mist in Nuwara. Flooding downpours threaten southern India as first widespread rain of season soaks region.
Now, regarding the extreme weather conditions prevailing over Sri Lanka, 3 bodies buried under a mound of earth following the landslide in Kadugannava have been recovered. Assistant Director of the Kandy Disaster Management Centre said that the bodies were recovered in an operation carried out today. Military spokesperson Brigadier Jana Jayavira said that operations are continuing to locate the remaining persons. He added that a team of 32 military personnel are taking part in the operation. 3 houses were buried under the earth as a result of the landslide that took place at 2 o'clock this morning. This morning. 6 individuals have been buried due to the landslide. It includes 2 youth and 2 children of 12 years of age. We still have not received any clue about them. They are buried under the mound of earth. We can't do anything because of the rain. Officials from the army are here and they are working on the search operations. We were all asleep. Then we heard a noise. Then my wife told me to check on that. I told her to wait and that I'll open the back door and check. Then we heard another noise again. I didn't have time to talk. The army, police and officers of the Disaster Management Centre took part in the rescue operations. Our correspondent said that rescue operations in the area are facing complications owing to the inclement weather conditions in the area. Now, the Road Development Authority announced toll-free travel for motorists along the Colombo Outer Circular Expressway between the areas of Kottawa and Kadawatha until further notice. A statement from the Ministry of Higher Education and Highways says that the decision has been prompted due to the partial closure of a section of the expressway due to flooding as well as due to the floods in the city of Colombo. Thereby, vehicles permitted to travel on the expressway will be allowed to travel from Kadawatha to Kaduwala, Kotalavala, Athuragiriya and Kottawa toll-free. However, both the entry and exit points of the Kaduwala interchange of the expressway have been closed for traffic due to the surrounding areas being impacted by flooding. Now, in more weather-related stories, the cave paintings of the historical Hindagala temple have been badly damaged owing to the inclement weather conditions prevailing over the island.
These cave paintings belong to the era of Anuradhapura, Kandy as well as Colombo kingdoms. A special feature of these cave paintings is that this is the only cave painting in Sri Lanka that bears the image of Lord Buddha. While the architecture of this Viharaya belongs to the Kandyan kingdom, certain paintings drew resemblance to the murals at Sigiriya. The archaeological department and the cultural triangle were informed from time to time regarding the damages that are being caused over the phone as well as in writing. But up to date, no official has taken any particular steps towards resolving the issue. The drip ledge above the cave of the temple has been damaged, and as a result of water seeping through the drip ledge, the clay walls of the temple are damp. This statue, constructed using sandalwood of the Gampola era and of significant importance, has broken down. Close to that, there is also a Samadhi statue. Now our fear is that this statue too might collapse if the archaeological institutions do not take any steps to rectify the situation. With sheets of water pouring down owing to the inclement weather, these statues too face a threat of falling apart.
මේ තියෙන ධාරානිපාත බැස්සත් එක්ක කටාරම් හරහා කැඩිලා එන වතුර පාර නිසා විහාරය ඇතුළට ඒ පිළිම වහන්සේලාට හානි වෙන්න පුළුවන්.
The Director of Archaeology for the Central Province, L.M. Gunathilaka, inspected the Viharaya today. We wrote to the archaeological department that the temple is in need of renovation. We requested that the roof of the temple be renovated. They renovated it, but they damaged the drip ledge of the cave. This was not attended to. After that, water started to pour down during times of heavy falls. When we brought this matter to the attention of the archaeological commissioner in Kandy, he called up a person working there or a clerk and tells him that there is an issue like this and asks him what we're going to do about it. And then he responds to it saying we are going to attend to that tomorrow. But the day that they do attend to the issue never dawned.
Now coming back to Sri Lanka, floods continue to affect many areas across the country.
Floods continue to batter the Thabbova area in Puttalam. Our correspondent reported that persons residing in Thabbova number 1 village are trapped in the village due to the floods. Rescue efforts appeared impossible due to the bad weather. All spill gates of the Rajangane reservoir has been opened while the water is released to the Thabbova tank. Our correspondent reported that all spill gates of the Thabbova tank too have been opened. The section of the Northern Railway line in Vellankandawala, Thalava remains inundated following a heavy downpour. The Department of Railways said that operations on the tracks have been restricted. The train operating towards Jaffna will make a stop in Thalava, while the train travelling to Colombo will be restricted to Tambutegama. All spill gates of the Nachanduwa reservoir have been opened as well. Many areas were inundated following the Malwata Oya breaking its banks. Our correspondent said that alternative routes to reach the Anuradhapura sacred grounds are underwater. 27 of the 30 spill gates of the Rajangane reservoir have been opened by 10 feet each. The water is released to the Kala Oya, and irrigation officials have requested the locals in the area to be vigilant of rising waters. The Peralanda area on the Ragama-Colombo main road remains inundated. The road that leads to the entrance of the Ragama Teaching Hospital remains inundated.
More local news. The JVP organised a seminar at the new town hall in Colombo under the theme, Why is the JVP vituperated? Leader of the JVP, MP Anurakumara Disanayaka, expressed the following views.
අග්‍රාමාත්‍ය කාර්යාලි ප්‍රභූ රථ දෙකක් මිලදී ගැනීම වෙනුවෙන්
594 million rupees was allocated for the purchase of 2 VIP vehicles for the Prime Minister's office. A certain amount is allocated in the budget for the expense of the Prime Minister's office in Parliament. However, through a supplementary estimate, they say it is not enough and allocate this amount. The true value of these 2 vehicles is 133 million. The remainder are taxes. They tell the German price. When we want the Sri Lankan price, Sagala tells us the German price. We told you the Sri Lankan price. 594 million.
අපිට කියන. අපි ලංකාවේ ගාන කියනකොට සාගල ජර්මනිය ගාන කියනවා. අපි කිව්වේ ලංකාවේ ගාන රුපියල් ලක්ෂ 5940යි. එහෙම කියනකොට රනිල් මහත්තයට රිදෙන එක අරුම පුදුම දෙයක් නෙවෙයි.
The Unsolved Crimes Division of the Panadura Police has seized 400 packets of heroin. The Unsolved Crimes Division of the Panadura Police had been tipped off over the narcotics, and a raid was carried out in close proximity to the Panadura hospital. The stock of heroin was found in a search carried out on a 3-wheeler. 2 residents from Attibiya Dehiwala were arrested in the raid, while the 3-wheeler was taken into police custody. The 2 suspects are to be produced before the Panadura Magistrates Court today. Now, 1 person died in an accident that took place at the Gamagoda junction on the Southern Expressway access road in Navayapamulla, Baddegama.
The individual was run down from behind by a motorcycle while heading home at 7:30 last night. The victim was a 77-year-old father of 3 from the area. The body is currently lying at the Karapitiya hospital in Galle.
The religious ceremony to commence the procession to place the sacred relics at the Sirasa John Keel's Vesak zone to celebrate Vesak commenced this morning. The sacred Agrashavaka relics of Arahat Sariputta and Moggallana will be moved to the Vesak zone in a procession starting today at the historic Kataragama Kirivera premises. The Sri Sarvana relics and the relics of 19 Maharahat Theros will be moved to the Vesak zone from the Nelligala Buddhist Center in a procession starting today. The procession carrying the sacred Agrashavaka relics of Arahat Sariputta and Moggallana commenced this morning. The event was presided over by the chief incumbent of the Kirivehera Raja Mahaviharya, Group Director of the Capital Maharaja Organization, Shan Veerasekara, directors and other officials from Sirasa TV, Sirasa FM and News First. Vice President of John Keel's Holdings PLC, Balindra Veerasinghe represented the John Keel's holding. Commander of the Southeastern Naval Area, Rear Admiral Nimal Sarat Sena and other naval personnel were also present at the event. The devotees who were present at the location this morning were given an opportunity to pay homage to the relics. A Kapruka ceremony was performed by Sri Lanka Private Limited, while a compact disc comprising of religious material was also presented. And on that note, we wrap up lunchtime news. Do join us again at 1:55 for more of the very latest. I'm Krishan Devasagayam for News First. Have a nice day.